This is Don May Jr. narrating reel 3 from 1943 to 44. This is me, Donnie, and it's during World War II. This is Bethesda, Maryland. On the right is Jean May and John on the right, me on the left, and that looks like Mary Catherine Mell and her mother. And her father might be around too, but anyway, and that's Jean, my mother. And in the middle is Lou Foster, is her married name, Dad's half-sister, Louise May. And that's Mary Catherine Mell. And this is our house in Washington. That's me, Donnie, with the glass, and John to the right. And that's Dad, who took most of these pictures, Donald May Sr. And that's John with his doll, Pedro. And the phone is ringing in the background. I don't know who they are, unless it is the Mells. We could compare this lady with the other lady, and if they're both Mary Catherine's parents, perhaps. And this is our family, Dad and Mom and John and I. And I'm 2 years older than John. I'm to the right, and David Friday is to the left. And this is at our house in Bethesda, Maryland, and David was the next door neighbor. So I must have been 2 or 3 years old. I was born in October of 1941, and John was born in October of 1943. That's Mom and John and I can't quite see yet who it is that we're across the table from. I still can't see, but we'll probably be able to tell later. That's Dad mowing the lawn. And he doesn't appear in too many of these pictures because he takes most of them. This is me, Donnie, and that's a camera. And I think I had that camera for many years. Perhaps it got lost in the Malibu fires of 1993. But anyway, this is 1943 and 44, which would make me 2 to 3 years old, and John, well, more like 3 years old, and John 1 year old probably. I'm in this picture in the red shorts. This is David Friday, and perhaps David Friday's mother is one of them. And this looks like Timmy O'Neill, but I think it's not possible due to the date, so I don't know who it is. That's me, Donnie. And I don't know who this is. That's John May standing by the bottle of milk. At our home in Bethesda. So John could be maybe a year old or a year and a half old, which would put me at between 3 and 3.5. So that's John. That's Jean reading the paper, me running by. Um, Jean reading the paper, and I think this is still Bethesda. And that's probably our next door neighbor's house, and then this is our house in Bethesda. There's Mom, and I think it's Aunt Mary Lou, and it could be someone like Mrs. Friday, or perhaps Aunt Nell. But to the right is definitely Mary Louise Stout Galnack, who is Jean's sister, 2 years older. This is John, this is Jean, who looks very similar to Mary. This is Mary Louise, so they look very similar to each other. And that's me, but the woman could be Aunt Nell or David Friday's mother. Anyway, we could probably identify her from some of the still photos from the era, that period. And this is Jean and John. I don't know who that is. That's John is in the picture, Jean is in the picture. There's 3 people there who I don't know. This is John. But one of them could be, no, don't know. We still don't, I don't know who the 2 on the right, but it's Jean and John on the left. This is probably me, Donnie. I'm on the right, John is on the left. That's me, Donnie, Donnie May. That's John in front, me in back. To the right could be, I guess we have to, cousin Susan Galnack is who I was thinking, but I think she was not born yet at this point, so I don't know who that is. And I don't know, I don't recall the dog either, but it was definitely not our dog. Okay, that's probably David Friday on the left. That looks like David Friday. And I don't know who this is, but he appears elsewhere in our pictures as well. Probably one of the neighborhood kids. This is me, Donnie. So I must have been 3 to 3.5. And this is Jean holding John. And probably John taking some of his first steps. John was noted for looking up at the crescent moon and telling Mrs. Friday, quote, "The moon is broken, Friday, fix it." And there's Jean and Donnie and John. And to the left is the same woman that appears elsewhere in these movies, who I think maybe could be Aunt Nell. That's Jean and John. The famous Washington cherry blossoms, probably. That's me being held by the woman, and that's Dad, Don May Sr., who ended up as a lieutenant commander in the Navy at the end of the war, which has not yet ended at this point. And that's me smelling the blossoms. And that's Jean holding my hand, and our mystery woman holding John. And that's John. And there's a church, which I do not recognize particularly the church. This is probably back to our backyard or the neighbor's yard. I'm on the right, David Friday's on the left, and the kid in the middle is the same kid that we didn't know who it was before. I'm in the center. That's our house. On Arlington Road. This house was on Arlington Road in Bethesda, Maryland. I just noticed from that grade level window that we probably had a basement there, and I don't think I remember the basement. But of course I was so young that I may never have gone into it. And that's John. And one of my early memories was from a neighbor cat-a-corner across the street, and the basement of their house. They had a big jukebox kind of a thing with a mirror, and they told me that this mirror was an entryway to another world. This is John. And that's John. I think that is Jean and Donnie, but I'm not sure about the Jean part yet. Let's see. Anyway, that's me, Donnie. And that's John.